Women's race just moments away. That dark tunnel behind me always adds a little bit of spice to the swim. And we've got two high-profile French women here, Helen. Let's take Emma Lombardi first. Very consistent, but she hasn't won one of these races yet, but surely only a matter of time.
I know, it's hard to forget she's only 22, and you do feel like that win is coming. We haven't seen her excel over the sprint distance. She does tend to go better at the Olympic distance, but let's see what she's got today.
Beaugrand also obviously one of the big favourites for the Olympics. She won here last year, she's won twice here actually. Probably the favourite again, I'd say.
I'd say so. I mean, she's so good at sprint distance. I mean, that win in Cagliari, she got that Olympic distance win that she hadn't had, but she feels comfortable in Hamburg. I mean, last year she was so smooth, she didn't put a foot wrong, and I think we're going to see the same sort of confidence today.
We've also got the world champion here, Beth Potter from Great Britain. She got third last time out, wasn't completely fit, she's had a cold, I think. Is this a genuine chance for her to win, or is it more of a tune-up for Paris?
I think it's going to be a tune-up for Paris. I mean, I think she's going to want to come here and see how the training's gone, see where it all is, but Paris is in mind, and I'm not quite sure where she's going to be.
Plenty of other women also, though, will fancy their chances. Here are the highlights.
55 women then, diving into the Ulster, and it's going to get congested around those boys, especially in the middle of the field. Just trying to pick out some of the leading women. I think Cassandre Beaugrand is prominent. Yes, she is. No surprise. Number 3 there, nearest to the camera. So rarely swims a bad race, the Frenchwoman, but it's Therese Verzinger at the front. Makes it look ridiculously easy, the Austrian. And she's going to come out in front. 9 3/4 minutes for Verzinger. Jean Leher, one of the best swims of her career. Matthias of Britain is there as well, along with Rappaport of the United States. Now then, transition even more important in a sprint than in an Olympic distance. There's the world champion, and she's away. That was nicely done by Beth Potter. This is the only sprint race, by the way, of the season in the World Series. We've got 4 at the front, headed by Verzinger, but the rest are not very far behind. Surely they're going to catch on, and indeed they have. Fulliger is in there, Van Koeveren in his chase group, Safires at the back, Graham Jorgensen in the second chase group. Now we're at the front. I reckon there's about 14 of them, but the chasers are getting a little bit closer, and they're just about going to catch on the penultimate lap. Now 26 of them. So off the bikes they come. Got to be off before that line, otherwise that's a 10-second penalty. And they've got a 5,000 metre race ahead of them. This is wide open. Beaugrand was right towards the rear, actually, coming in. There she is. But that was a smooth as silk transition. Now then, who's going to make the early running? Lisa Tertsch is prominent. Loves racing on home soil. There she is at the front. Couple of Germans in there, actually. Oh, look at this. Beaugrand's taken about 500 metres to get to the front, and already she's going away from the rest. Lombardi's done brilliantly. She was in the second bike group until the last lap. Oh, what's Kate Woff doing? She stopped to tie her shoelace up. Oh, that is going to scupper any chance of a medal. There's a battle on for the minor places. Potter, Lombardi, Tertsch, and Leher trying to get back with them, but none of them are going to get anywhere near Cassandre Beaugrand. What a victory! 55 minutes and change. Totally dominant. And look at this! Tertsch is out sprinting Potter. Potter's trying to fight back, but Tertsch is going to hold her off. And Tertsch will win silver here in front of a home crowd. Potter the bronze. Leher will finish 4th. Lombardi 5th. That will keep her at the top of the standings, I think. Looks like Koch is going to finish 6th, and Woff, after that shoelace incident, has done really well to get home in 7th.
You do think what could have been if she hadn't have had to stop and tie her shoe. She'll be incredibly frustrated with that. Big gaps now. Katja Shah, brilliant performance from her. First time back inside a World Series top 10 for quite some time, showing that prep for Paris is going well. Rachel Klammer as well. She always does it, always pulls something out the bag. A 9th there for Klammer. Looks like it's Gomez Gurgel that's going to get a top 10. Always means so much to the Germans to perform well here in Hamburg. Strong finish from Jolie Vermailon, and solid win again from Anna Godoy. Not bad there from Maya Kingmer. She's got Erica Ackerland coming through. Jolanda Anand, good result for her. She's been out for a couple of years with some injuries, so although hasn't made the Olympic team, that's a really solid performance. Ainsley Thorpe, Olivia Matthias just inside that top 20. Handshake there from Beth Potter, Cassandre Beaugrand. No post-race chats between those two.
Cassandre, well done. I'm not sure if there's such a thing as a perfect race, but that was quite close to it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think it was good for me to race before Olympics. I know, I don't like having a big gap between my races, so yeah, it was nice. And I realized that it was 10 years that I did my first World Series here in Hamburg. So I will make it special and come back here for the 10 years.
You were quite close to the back coming into T2. Were you almost surprised how quickly you got to the front in the run?
Yeah, that was not my goal to be that far at transition 2, but I had to catch a bit, and I didn't know how I feel after altitude, so I was surprised about myself and I felt good, so I was just like, oh, why not trying to go right now when everyone is looking at each other? I will just go and see what's happened if I keep my pace, and it was good because I could keep my pace. So.
You mentioned Paris. There's so much expectation. That must bring some pressure. How are you dealing with it? We're 2.5 weeks away.
I'm just saying to myself, I'm very proud about myself right now. I'm just racing very good, and I was not expecting that. So I think I will just try my best, and it will not be the end of my career after that. So I'm okay, I will just try my best and see what's happened. And I like being pushed by the crowd like that. So it was a good repetition before Paris.
Lisa, what a fantastic sprint at the end with Beth. How did you find the energy?
I honestly have no idea. I was just I'm going to keep trying until the end. Until I really can't go anymore. And I couldn't go anymore in the end, but it was enough.
I think the crowd played a part because every time you were prominent in the race, every time you made a move on the bike, on the run, they went mad.
Yeah, I heard that, and it was incredibly helpful. I admit, especially on the final 200 meters, I was I just don't want to lose it for the crowd, and I could hear them screaming, and I just wanted to give everything.
We're only 2.5 weeks away from the Olympic Games. How do you feel your preparations are at right now?
I feel good about my preparations, especially I worked hard on my swim, and that showed today, and I'm really happy that the work in training also paid off in the race. That's not always happening. So, yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Well done today. We enjoy watching you.
Thank you very much.
So back-to-back bronze medals in this series, Beth, but the big one's in 2.5 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, so the big one's in 2.5 weeks, so that's the goal for this year.
What were your feelings about the race today? Because when it was a big bike pack and only a 5K runner, obviously you prefer it to be 10.
Yeah, I think, I'm satisfied with where it's at. Obviously, probably would have preferred to be in a couple of places higher, but yeah, I've still got a couple of weeks, so just back to the drawing board and When you see the kind of run that Cassandre put in today, does it kind of strike a little bit of fear, or are you only concerned with what you do and what you can do in the French capital? Yeah, no, I'm just fully focused on what I can do, and I know my training's been really good recently, and probably just need to freshen up a little bit more ahead of Paris. But yeah, I'm confident in my team back home, so yeah, still positive. We wish you all the best, and well done again today. Thank you. Thanks, Beth.
There we go, Cassandre Beaugrand in the end 11 seconds ahead of Lisa Tertsch. Beth Potter getting the bronze. Some excellent performances there. Jeanne Lahair with another 4th place finish. Katja Shah, great for her there, top 10. Also Rachel Klammer coming through, incredibly strong. On to our second page, Jolie Vermailon just outside that top 10 really well. We've got Yolanda Anand, a good performance. So many Germans in there, Lena Meisner as well. Melanie Santos just getting inside that top 20.
In 3rd place, in the winner of the bronze medal, representing Great Britain, Beth Potter.
So, 2nd successive bronze for the world champion. And she knows that it's in the capital of France where the real bragging rights will be decided for this year.
Representing Germany, Lisa Tertsch.
Always seems to save her best for her home soil, doesn't she? Bronze here a couple of years ago, and she adds a silver now
I mean, 2 silvers to start the season. Well, how impressive. I mean, it's not, maybe it's like Beaugrand we considered last year one of the favourites coming in, but Lisa Tertsch has kind of snuck up on us a little bit.
Representing France, Cassandre Beaugrand.
Yeah, and you might remember Flora Duffy winning by half the length of the island in Bermuda a few years ago. Well, this is probably the most dramatic victory since then in terms of margin. I mean,
I think Gwen Jorgensen holds the records for the biggest margin in most of the races.
Yeah.
Someone will know, be able to go and check who had the biggest one. But that was, it was 11 seconds in the end.
and you just get the impression it could have been more if she'd wanted it to be. I mean, she knew she had the race won from pretty early and kind of strolled across the finish line. But just the dominance of it, the way that she went so early in the run to get in front and then just went further away. Just finished a couple of seconds back from Jean Leher, who matched her best ever World Series result in 4th place.
Congratulations to all the winners of this Suzuki World Triathlon Championship Series sprint and relay.
Beth Potter, yeah, too much froth for my liking. Not having any of that. Oh, hello. Not supposed to throw it at the photographers, Cassandre. Yeah, I just had a feeling Cassandre was saying to them at the start, look, Olympics in a couple of weeks, nothing silly. So here is the latest standings. Lombardi stays top, we mentioned that, but only by it's about a couple of 100 points, isn't it, to Tertsch. Then Beaugrand has moved up to 3rd, Potter up to 4th, then Waffler, Taylor Nibby, of course, who wasn't here, nor was Duffy, and nor was Leonie Perrier. A bit further down, Taylor Spivey, she of course will be in Paris. Lise Beto disqualified today. Kirsten Kasper down in 15th place. Anna Cocotte now into the top 20. Well, you hardly need me to tell you where the next event is going to be. Following hot on the heels of our event here in Hamburg, the Olympic Games in just over a couple of weeks. Weihai and Torremolinos remain on the calendar in the World Triathlon Championship Series.